crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote a time to remember. Vote.
Empty. Shut.
But don't be late. Vote. Don't procrastinate. It's our country. Our democracy.
Get your shit together, John. Hell, we're live, baby. Ah, gotta turn this back, switch that dial, punch this thing. Can't afford a theocracy, baby. We gotta be involved in this shit. Indeed, we are. And I want to thank you for being here, baby. It is indeed Thursday, day before Beer and Bud Friday, so I want to thank everybody for showing up. Nancy Halverson was the first one to jump in, followed by Dwayne Twizzle. Michael Johnson is in the room. And Richard, why am I hearing something? I'm hearing some kind of feedback shit. Richard Phillips is in the room. Brian Champagne, Adina Michael, thank you for being here. Karen Van Wyk. I'm getting good at that shit. I'm telling you. I'm proud of myself, baby. Anyway, Sheila Y. Loves Sunsets is here. Adina Michael, Dwayne Twizzle, Gary Spring all the way up in Canada, and Stephanie and Jay are both listening. Stephanie, I owe you a phone call, baby. On my list of things to do, so I'm going to be calling you. Joe Garcia is here. The remixtress is with us. Let me see. Jimmy Swanson. Nope, you're on it, buddy. This ain't a repeat. We're live, baby. Timothy Silva Jr., thank you for being here. Deborah Douglas, thank you. Donald Ware. Let me see. I'm going to get Carol Gillens is here. Hey, Miss Linda, a.k.a. Mary Ellen. How are you doing, darling? Gene Shanky is in the room. Let me jump on down there. Jose Marquise, thank you for being here. Where's my thing? Shit, I got to find my thing because Paula's here and Jeanette Miller. Anyway, shit, it is Thursday. All right, let me catch up here because I got home maybe about 45 minutes ago, sat down to eat. Man, do I need a shower, and it's going to come later, so I'm just catching my breath did a lot of yard work today, had to load up and take things to the dump. Got to the dump, and you bet your ass there's a line. So I got stuck in the line, and then I stopped off to see my buddy Maestro. If you're watching, buddy, good visit. Thank you very much. And let me see, I had to go to the pharmacy, and then shit, I just got home, shoved food in my mouth, and voila! Here I am, baby. Hell of a life, hell of a life. How about that Supreme Court today? You know, I was a little early. I did a little video of my truck earlier and just punched load on the phone there. I didn't even put a title on. I'm a little pissed off. I'm a little pissed off, baby. A lot of us should be. We're old. We've seen a lot of shit, but we remember a lot of shit. We remember all the 60s and the 70s when we fought so hard for civil rights, for voting rights, for clean air and clean water. Remember all that shit? Women's rights? Yeah. One by one, baby. It just seems like they're throwing them out the door. Why do I keep hearing shit? I keep hearing shit. I don't know why I'm hearing shit in my ear. Anyway, seems like it's all going out the window now. You know, new Supreme Court here. 6-3 court. They can do whatever the hell they want, and they're doing it, baby. Women's rights? We don't need that shit. We're going back to the original Constitution. Women ain't in there. Neither are a lot of other people. Yeah, we don't need that. Gun rights expanded. Second Amendment says everybody can carry a gun. Everybody gets a gun. You get a gun. We get a gun. Everybody gets a gun. Women's rights, gun rights. Maybe it's going away. And today, this little decision about taking the power away from the Environmental Protection Agency to control emissions from a power plant. Holy shit. You know how we keep talking about when fascism comes to America, be waving the flag and carrying the Bible. Baby, hello, we're here, baby. We're here. And that's all I see. You taking away when Donnie Boy was in, he appointed Scott Pruitt to the EPA. Scott Pruitt was out of Oklahoma Oil and Gas Company, baby. That's where Scott Pruitt came from, and that's what he did. He went in there and stripped the EPA of a lot of regulations. You want to know why the oil and gas companies are really raking up the money? It's not only price gouging, they're saving a lot on having to meet regulations and shit. And, boy, this is really bothering me. I wish my tech guy was here. Is that any better? Not any better. That's not the right one. This one. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just had it too hot. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, we're going to burn down the earth because, oh, shit, we got to make more money. That's how I feel. Everything we fought for through my lifetime, my adult life, I'm watching those rights being stripped away. Not only our rights, but the fight that we put up for clean air and clean water, for emissions to control what corporations put in the air, because we already know what they're going to do, baby. Remember the words acid rain? Yeah, don't worry about it. Get a new paint job. Yeah, I don't want to see our future go in that direction. We're already headed there, baby. We're already screaming about saving the world because of the environment. And now the Supreme Court says, nah, you don't have to watch them guys. We can trust them. They won't do anything. Slowly but surely, baby. They're taking it away, and it bothers me. But anyway, we're going to have a lot to discuss today. But one of the first things I want to say, concerns a historic day today. And that is that Justice Breyer retired today. And for the first time in our history, we have a black woman on the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson. I was on the road, so I'm listening. I listened to her swearing in today. I felt proud. And I do think it's going to have some impact on the court. And we're still going to have a 6-3 court. But I believe her voice will have an impact on that court. And the way we got to this court, it just, all right, we're going to get into that in a little bit. Bernadette, how are you?
I feel really proud to have watched her get sworn in today.
Indeed.
It's the only good thing that's come out of the Supreme Court lately. I think her voice in dissenting opinions is going to be powerful. She's brilliant. She's the only one that's qualified to sit on that court.
In my opinion right now, yes. Bernadette, do I sound all right?
You sound great to me, but
Okay.
then
Am I
I'm biased.
Too hot, because man, my ear,
No.
my dog ate my good ones. I can't kill her because I love her. Anyway, she chewed the cord on my good ones, and now I'm stuck with these, and they're not quite so great. But yes, I was quite proud listening to her being sworn in, and I do think she's going to have a big impact on the court.
I watched it on YouTube, and what I don't recall after Roberts, swore her in,
Right.
was that he shook her hand. He just walked away from her. That's what I do recall.
I didn't see that. I didn't get
I
to see
saw
it,
that.
so I missed the aesthetics. Boy, howdy shit. Like I said, it's not going to change the court. The court is who they are.
No,
But,
it's not going to change the court. But her capability of writing extremely strong dissents, along
Yes.
with
Yeah.
Sotomayor and Elena Kagan,
Yes.
is going to be powerful.
Yeah.
I think she'll be a hell of a lot more powerful than Breyer, who was old as.
Now, am I correct in saying that the only
Hard
women on the
left.
court now are liberal, or on the?
Yeah,
I think so.
but very strong-minded women.
Yes, no doubt.
All
yeah,
of them
I'm looking
minorities.
Yes, yeah. Something about them Democrats. We're not afraid of other ethnicities being on the court. Seems like one party is just really kind of hung up on one.
We are the party of others.
We are
all
a party of
inclusive.
inclusion, baby.
Mhm.
And we don't want to put labels on anybody's ass. You're welcome in this party, baby. And you don't have to swear an allegiance to Donny Boy. Let me catch up. I got 2 super chats coming in. Thank you. Timothy Silva Jr. came in with a $5 donation and said, Part 1. The court took up the case from North Carolina about redistricting map. The GOP believes in the independent state legislature theory. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to I read a little bit about it. Let me see. Because Timothy came back with Part 2, donated $10 this time and said, Part 2, if the court rules in favor of the GOP, our election laws will be destroyed because the courts will not be able to intervene with GOP obstruction of our elections. Yes, it's like saying that when you go to vote, well, you can go vote, but we're going to leave it up to the district elections board whether or not your vote counts, and whether they'll just say, well, no, I think everybody here made a mistake, so we're going to put this guy's name in there. Something to that effect.
John, this is a setup for the stealing of the
Yes.
24 presidential campaign.
Exactly.
You guys are watching it in real time. It's happening. We've been screaming about it for a couple of years now, how the Republican legislatures, which was the plan of J6, to overthrow the electors in that state and pretty much appoint whoever the fuck they want to the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's
this
wearing
is their
away
plan.
our ability to have our voice counted.
That's correct.
And it's setting, you're right, it's setting.
You guys are watching this, and the only way to stop it is to get out and vote these fuckers out of the state legislatures, as well as everywhere else we can get them out.
That's
our own plan.
We are, because if we don't, we're so screwed.
We're so screwed already, because you can see the Supreme Court is going to go along with these people because that's what they're paid to do.
And it keeps bugging me because I know how we got here. We got here because of Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party, who, in this time, when Biden this morning mentioned that he was favoring a carve out in the filibuster to codify Roe v. Wade. He's backing that now. He hadn't supported it before. All of a sudden, he's coming out. Good for him. And we need to do that. But how are we in a position to have to kill the filibuster to codify Roe v. Wade? It's because Mitch McConnell carved out a cutout of the filibuster for Supreme Court justices. Up until that time, the Democrats, even when they carved out a filibuster for federal judges, which, by the way, came back and bit us on the ass, we didn't go to the Supreme Court because it was too important. Well, guess what? Mitch McConnell comes along and says, nope, we're going to carve out the filibuster for the Supreme Court pick, so it's a 51 vote, and they got 3. Okay? They didn't fuck around.
They have the Supreme Court that they want
because they
now.
took it.
They will take anything and everything to the Supreme Court now.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes, because they have a court they can rely on. So we're screwed unless we do something. Hello, Johnny Fly.
Hey, hello there. Listen, since we're talking about this at the Supreme Court, and so when you think about it, it's a diabolical plan. That's what's up. Did you? I sent it to you. Did you see? You ever hear of Texas Paul? I put
Yes, yes, I know who
a
Texas
video.
Paul is.
So
He's
I
big.
sent, I sent,
Media
yeah, he's
touch.
awesome.
Midas touch
And
pushes him.
well, yeah, and he was saying, he said, I've been saying for years that they're going to overthrow Roe versus Wade. I told you for. So then he said they're still not done yet. They're working on getting the other rights. And he played a clip. Now I sent you one, and I have it on my timeline on Facebook. Did you get a chance to see it?
Not yet.
I highly advise everybody on here to listen to it because that is an urgent video. The way he put it on there, he says,
Yeah, he has his red shirt
I
alert. Yeah,
he has his what?
red shirt alert.
Okay, yeah. Well, this was urgent, and I'm going to tell you something. It should wake everybody's up. They've been doing this for years. Their main goal was to get rid of Roe versus Wade. Now they're going to. There was one DJ. It's on the video of a conservative talk show, and he says right out, well, he says we're going to go after gay marriage. Oh, we're going to set women back. Get this, that really would piss the women off. We're going to set them back 100 years. He said they view it as rights, and he put an air quote there. But he said it might seem like that to the liberals, but we're going to be setting them back 100 years, and then we're going to go after gay marriage, and then we're going to go after privacy, and he was very blunt. He said, you guys that like anal, well, he said that's going to go away too. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's scary. Watch the clip.
I will. I will try to watch the clip. He's been doing a good job out there.
Yes.
I recommend people go look at him and check him out. To realize what they're doing, all you really have to do is read the Federalist Papers. Mm-hmm. Read the Federalist Society, what they're not the Federalist Papers, Federalist Society's doctrine. Mitch McConnell's book, The Long Game. Yeah, this has been on the radar for a long time, and no, they're not done.
Long time.
Because they are. They're the kind that gonna take it. They're gonna kick over tables and just up your ass. We don't give a shit. We're taking it. Exactly. We need to do some of that shit. You know that?
I think so. I think we need to be more aggressive. I mean, the Republicans are doing it, and why shouldn't we do it? We can't sit there laid back like we're weaklings. We're going to have to fight this year.
At the very least, we need to take Joe Biden's advice right now. Go ahead and make the carve out out of the filibuster to codify Roe v. Wade, but hold your britches. It takes 51 votes. We have 50 Democrats and the vice president. Guess who we don't have? Joe Manchin.
Manchin and Cinema. Yep. And they said that today on CNN. They said, saying is they still don't want to do it, even though it's temporary. They still don't want to do it because that's against the rules of the Senate, don't you know?
It's really? Against being a Republican.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
It's their little, I understand
unless it's for them. Joe Manchin's a happy fucking man today. The Supreme Court just gave him everything he wanted about the EPA emissions, okay?
Struck that. He's not, in my book, he's I don't even know how he calls himself a Democrat. Thank goodness he does. Thank you, Gene. Excuse me. Anyway, where was I? Shit. Whilst I gather my thought again,
Manchin got everything that he wanted. That's what you said.
He sits on his freaking yacht in Washington, the Potomac River out there, wherever he parks it, and drives his freaking Maserati to work every day. Joe Manchin's a happy camper. I'm sure Joe Manchin can afford if he had a girlfriend. I'm saying if he had a girlfriend, and if that girlfriend had, oh shit, I got her pregnant. What are you gonna do? Joe would ship her ass somewhere. I want to. That's our problem. Is when the Republicans decide to do something, baby, they rally the troops and they march forward and kick over tables and come in and bust open the door, baby. We want this.
John,
we're gonna take it. Yes,
they will do that for a really long time if that's what's necessary, because the ultimate goal is to get the job done. This Roe v. Wade decision, the Dobbs decision, is Joe Manchin's 40-year wet dream, okay?
Yeah.
But what Clarence Thomas did in his writing on this decision was he put down everything that falls under the 14th Amendment, all the court cases that came under the 14th Amendment. It's not just Roe. It's
No,
not just gay
no.
marriage. It's not just
contraception.
birth control. Look, everybody needs to go out and read the 14th Amendment and find as many cases as you can that fall underneath that. Brown versus Board of Education, the civil rights, voting rights, birthplace ship. Okay, there are a number of cases, including Loving, that falls under the 14th Amendment. And with the 14th Amendment, that case, Roe, the Dobbs decision, questioned your right to privacy.
That's what it is. It's taking away your
The
right
to privacy. There are a lot of cases that fall underneath that, and all of them are at risk.
And you don't think they're going to advance on every one of them they can? Oh, they'll pick and
Oh,
choose the ones that
I
benefit
believe that
them,
they
believe me.
will, and I
Believe me.
think that they'll go as fast as they can on that. And if they get the Senate or the House in this next election
There's the
coming
key,
up
baby.
in November, it'll fly by faster than a locomotion.
There's the key. If they take the House and the Senate in the midterms this time, baby, Katie, bar the door. You ain't seen nothing yet as far as the destruction of our rights and indeed the country we live in. Because if they let Donnie Boy back in, which will be the ultimate goal, but there, Donnie, like I said before, if he comes out, if the House and the Senate are taken by the Republicans, soon after, Donnie will declare himself a candidate for president, thereby casting a shadow on any attacks on him as a political hit job. They can sell it as that. And they're going to be in control. So the January 6th committee goes away, and all investigations that might be handled like that are gone, baby, unless they'll be in a minority committee back there somewhere digging up bones. We have to do this shit. Let me catch up real quick because I got a few things I got to do here. Maria Betancourt came in with a $10 donation and said the SCOTUS also. Oh, wait a minute. It just moved on me. I got to swing that back up here. The SCOTUS also voted against Native people's right to prosecute non-natives that commit crimes against them and turned over prosecution to the state. Very Jim Crow. You reckon if they committed a crime on Indian territory, don't they have jurisdiction? Isn't that what the Native American Native lands means?
Part of the promises of the treaties.
Yeah,
we're
not good at that shit, are we?
No,
Keeping our word.
they've given it back to the state.
Yeah.
Well, the federal always had the rights to go in there and prosecute, but they've given part of that right back to the states to be able to go in and prosecute on native lands.
It's bullshit.
This is the othering of America, you guys.
Yep.
Anything that is an other is getting written out because white supremacy rules the Supreme Court.
It moved into the Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
well, we're turning into second-class citizens, everybody.
Oh,
That's
hold
what's
on to your
happening.
britches. You ain't seen nothing yet. Let me keep on.
Not
Maria
turning.
Betancourt came back with another $5
Yeah.
and said the SCOTUS ruling was against the Native peoples in Oklahoma. There you go, baby. You know, yes, they're trying to make a squeeze. And Jane Mendenhall came in with a $2 donation and said, "Hi, Blue Dots, it's time to fight back." And then she
Yep.
came in with another $1 on Super Chat. Jane, thank you very much, baby. Maria Betancourt, thank you. I appreciate it tremendously. Yes. Yeah, we're up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Unless we motivate our ass, and I mean, really, you think a blue wave? Oh no, baby, we need a blue tsunami this time. We need everybody to rise up, and just start. What did Eastman say, or Mo Brooks, or whoever it was? Take down names and kick ass. Before we get back into the conversation, I have one more thing I want to catch up on. Woo, my day flew by. I got mail from John and Carolyn Matjesko. I got your letter today. I was reading it, trying to eat, so I skimmed over a lot of it. I'm going to back up and read it, but I glanced through it, and boy, howdy shit, do we have a lot of things in common. First off, I want to thank y'all very much I hope you're out there listening for the kind donation that you included. We tremendously appreciate that. And when I got to the last page, I get your phone numbers. So I have both your phone numbers. You can expect a call from me. And there are a lot of parallels. The unionizing, I worked for the union also. There were a lot of parallels in your letter in your life. And not only that, but my name is John, but my wife calls me Johnny. So, me and John's the same thing. Our wives call us Johnny. And so anyway, John and Carolyn, thank you so much for the letter and the donation, but I'll be calling you. I don't know, I need a shower. I was going to say after the show, but I need a shower so bad. I stink. I got funk. I went to the dump today, and I got no air conditioning in that truck, and I just sat there. And it's just like 100 degrees outside. It's just rolling off my face. Anyway.
I thought you got that fixed.
What? Oh, I got it
The air
fixed.
conditioner
Yeah, it
in
went
your
out again.
truck.
It went out again.
Oh, no.
I'm going to try to pour a whole bunch of sealer in it and see what happens. I don't know. It's 12 years old.
It's not leaking under your truck, is it, John?
Huh?
Is it leaking under your truck? Did you
No,
check under
it
your
just
truck?
quit
Make
getting
sure
cold, period. Probably a leak somewhere. It's an older truck, 2010.
Or could you have leaked out the coolant?
Yeah, probably somewhere along the line. And I've had it fixed once, but hey, dinero, baby, they want pesos for that shit. So roll down the window, and we drive the old 255 air conditioner, drive 55 miles an hour till I roll down two windows. Anyway, it's hot as hell. I told some old boy today. He was saying he's got friends down here that complain about the heat, but he keeps telling them you just got to acclimate it. I told him, I said, well, so many people tell me to go to hell that I feel I'm just acclimating myself.
There you go.
You got to chuckle.
Well, it's only 84 degrees up. Well, now it's down to 82 degrees. But it can still get
Are you shitting me?
warm.
We got a storm right off the coast. We got a tropical depression right off the coast of Corpus out here. It's going to have a lot of rain impact, but not in Corpus. All the rain is going to go north of us into the Houston area, and really the winds won't get that bad. But we're going to take the edge of this thing, and so we'll have about 45, 50 mile an hour winds, and a little rain, I hope, because we sure could use it. But most of the rain is going to miss us and go on up the coast.
Are you in a drought down there, John?
Yeah, we could use some rain. Yeah, our lake levels are really low, just like everybody else's, and it impacts it a lot. Anywhere there is an oil and gas industry going on, anywhere that you find a fracking, if you drive by and there's a fracking site going on, there's an oil rig over there, and there are a bunch of machines out there, and they're fracking a well, say goodbye to half of your lake. Maybe it takes an awful lot of water to frack one well, and it has to be fresh water. Can't be salt water. Got to be fresh water, and they pump it down that hole in so much pressure with a lot of chemicals to indeed fracture the earth so they could get the oil and gas out of the cracks. And to get that much pressure, you got to pump an awful lot of fluid. And every time I see my lake level go down, I'm wondering how many trucks are coming up here and just sucking tankfuls out. Anyway, Jane Mendenhall came back with another $2 donation. Oh no, I did that. I'm sorry. Lord,
yep, you did that.
Yep, I did that. And Romeo Bacala, thank you for subscribing, brother. Man, what a day! I just knew I was going to get some stuff done today. I started yesterday and finished up today. Loaded up the truck with all the junk. Got to go and then got to the dump, and my heart just sank when I turned the corner. And there's a big old line. So.
Yikes.
There went my day.
Yeah, because you're not moving in a line.
Yeah. I'm so tired of getting so many disappointments here lately, and one of them, Bernadette knows about. Don't you, Bernadette? Talk about disappointment, heartbreak. Oh, look at that. Son of a... You just want to... I can't tell you what it was, but it was very heartbreaking.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I was going to tell
There,
you, John.
there was another good decision that came out of the Supreme Court today. You know, a couple of good ones and, quite a number of bad ones all week long.
Yeah.
But Biden's ability to end Title 42,
Which is the
the
stay in Mexico.
stay in Mexico
Yeah.
policy that Trump put in place, which he tried to end before,
Yeah.
and then that's how it ended up in front of the Supreme Court. Good. They finally made the right decision on that one.
They did, because
And,
here's my thought on that lately. There were 53 deaths so far
Yes.
that come out of that tractor trailer. And this is not the first time that type of incident has happened down here in South Texas. If you live down here, every once in a while, yep, they found a truck, back of it is just loaded with immigrants, and they're all dead. You leave them out on the side of the road and just leave the truck there and run off. They got the money. They're gone, baby. You know what? You know why those people take that kind of chance? Because it's not uncommon for that to happen. In smaller numbers, hell, today, 4 were killed trying to escape immigration, and they were being chased and rolled over in a car, and 4 of them were dead. You know why they take that chance, baby? For the same reason you would. If the tables were turned, if it was for the safety of your family that you got out of the country that you lived in, and there was a shining hill on the other side over there, and you want to go legally, but holy shit, you can't get on because of politics at the border. And it backs up over there. Things that we could have been doing all along to process people, no, we backed their ass up. So they get desperate. And they crawl into the back of an 18-wheeler and close the fucking door. You would do the same thing if it was your family. If the safety of your family and freedom was on the other side of a river, would you jump in and swim it? Hell yeah, you would.
Oh yeah.
So they're doing what people have done for eons. Well, not eons, but hundreds of years in this country. Trying to make it here to make a life. But we've turned it into something else.
And there's people that take advantage of them too, John. That's a shame.
Yes.
Just for a buck.
Yes, coyotes down here doesn't mean a four-legged animal running out. There is, but the coyote, man, that's the guy that's going to offer to take you across the border. Give me all your money, whatever money you got. Send back home, get some more money. Let me take all your money and get in the back of this truck. That's it, baby. Once you're in the back of that truck, if he gets you across the border checkpoint, which there are so many fucking things wrong with this. First thing Greg Abbott, my governor, did when this story came out was tweet out about Joe Biden. The blood is on Joe Biden's hand. Really? Not only is he trying to politicize a tragedy within minutes of finding out. That's where his mind, when he's a disgusting turd, just like Donnie was, just like the Republicans have turned into. But it was Greg Abbott that decided to close those borders down in a 100% inspection. Oh, we're going to whip out the GOP. I'm a Republican. We're going to stop this. We're going to inspect every vehicle coming in, stop and inspect it. And what did that do? It backed up traffic all the way to Mexico City. Are you shitting me? You want to know why inflation? We couldn't get shit across the border. Because Greg Abbott shut it down, baby, made it trickle. Mm-hmm. And this country suffered for that shit until he finally had to lift it because of the pressure from business, baby, not from your ass. He's still out there selling the shit that he's doing it because he's a patriotic American protecting the border and all that bullshit. No.
Well, but John, they'll still blame Biden for it. And the average person, especially if they're Republicans, don't bother to research it. And they'll say, oh, it's easier to blame Biden. It's Joe Biden's fault. And even my ex-landlord, yesterday I went over and paid her a visit. And she said, I had mentioned something about the gas pipe. She said, well, yeah, that's because of our president we have in now. And I said, no, it's not because of him. I said, there's different factors. I said, Russia started a war. And I said, like what you mentioned down in Texas. Oh, no. She goes, do you watch Fox News? I said, hell no, I don't.
Here's what you do, Johnny, because by coincidence, I did have that talk today. When I went by Maestro's house, nephew was there, and a young lady and her friend. And Maestro and I were sitting there talking. I was telling him about, hey, I did TikTok. Look at here. It's already at 240,000, 246,000, something like that. I told him, hey, look at there. I did TikTok. It's gone. Anyway, the young girl said, oh, wow, you did TikTok and it went that high? I said, hell, I got one for 800,000. And
Wow.
and well, what do you do? And I said, well, I talk politics. And then the young gentleman with her said, well, it's Joe Biden's fault that we got such high gas prices now. That's what he said. So here's what I told him. Because I told him, I said, now, I don't want you walking out here saying that to somebody else, because somebody else, especially somebody my age, is going to look at you and think, well, there's somebody who doesn't know what he's talking about. And I don't want you to be thought of a fool. Because here's the deal. Remind yourself this. If a president could affect gas prices, don't you think over all of these years that we would have the lowest gas prices in the freaking world? Every president coming in would just lower the gas prices. Look at Eric. Get it cheaper under Joe. You get it cheaper under Bob or whatever. No, that's not the way it works. And I set out to explain how the oil and gas company works, how the oil and gas company pumps the oil out of the ground and then goes, things are rough. We got to raise the price of oil. Well, they raise the price of oil, and then the same company that refines the oil and makes it into gas goes, oh, hell, the price of oil went up. We got to raise the price of gas. And it's a freaking numbers game. It's just a game played within corporations. And it is impacted by society. I said, hell, if everybody quit buying gas, how much do you think gas would be worth? If we all stayed home, the price would drop pretty quick.
Of course it would.
But a president cannot affect gas prices. If he could, we would always have cheap gas. That's the simplest way I could explain it to him, so he would remember it, because he was probably maybe at 19, 20. And that's the way I wanted him to think about it. I don't want him to think about all the technology about gas prices and oil companies and all that. Just remember that if that was the case, hell, every president would come in lowering gas prices. We'd probably have 25 cents a gallon by now, if that were the case.
Yeah, John, if they just use common sense and think things through, but they don't. They're very reactionary. Right, they're very reactionary. They hear
That's
something.
how come when you have that opportunity
Democrat.
to have that conversation with somebody, don't be afraid to correct them. If somebody tells you, well, Biden, the gas prices, just remind them, hell, if that was the case, everybody, we'd have free gas. Hell, they'd be paying us to take their gas. You know?
What was his response to you, John, when you pointed that out to him?
He said, well, that's true. I said, well, I got to him.
Oh, really?
I got to him because I explained to him how life is, buddy. You know, the president can't control everything. But Joe Biden, and I went into explaining, because oil and gas and the economy is down, we have a war going on in Ukraine, and he started that war because Putin thought if he starts the war, he would fracture NATO. Joe Biden comes in on the white horse, night and all that shit, comes in and makes NATO stronger, brings them together, unified under this cause, and not only that, brings in Finland and Sweden.
Could you imagine, John,
Come on, baby. He's done a good job.
If the Orangianus was still in, could you imagine what would happen? He probably would have got rid of NATO by now.
Mark Perkins says he's almost $6 a gallon there. I got it for $4.05 today.
Wow.
So it came down a little bit today. Well, it depends. I seen a sign for $4.45, and I drove right by it going, asshole. Because I knew it was $4.05 down the road. What the hell are you doing?
It's around $4.85 now. It's coming down a little.
Here is what, because of old age, tells you, is the price of gas will go up very quickly. Oh, like crisis, man. Oh, shit. Well, look at the price of all those. We got to do more. Switch fuels to the summer, to the winter. Oh, shit. Price goes up. Quick. Oh, well, people get tired of that shit and bitch about it.
Neighborhood.
And they start going back.
It's still $7.30 in my neighborhood.
How much is it, Bertie?
$7.30 for gasoline.
I just
in my hood. It ain't going down around here. They have to truck in everything to the North Coast, and so that justifies
that price. I'd have to live at the top of the hill, go to the grocery store in neutral, just so maybe I could get back up the hill. And if I didn't have enough gas, well, I guess I'd just move in the grocery store and just live there.
Hey, I've been thinking about it.
Shit.
You'll find me on aisle 4, okay?
I got contacted today. Somebody wanted to buy my house. Oh, man, I am so tempted. But I can't because I can't replace it. I can't take the profit from this house and go somewhere else. And besides that, I feel like I'm giving up. If I were to move from this, every one of my neighbors would be like, oh, yeah, we run his ass out.
But John,
Yeah,
if you was to move from there, would you have peace of mind?
probably a whole lot more than I have now, but, you
You
know,
got to ask what's more valuable to you.
yes, yeah, I know, but, yeah, where else could I find riverfront property with a nice house and 3 outbuildings and a place for my donkey and all of that? I couldn't replace it.
Well, it
Yeah.
can be found. It all depends on how much money do you
Yeah,
want
I
to
ain't
pay.
gonna have enough.
Like
Yeah.
everything else in America.
I know
That's
that. I know that part. I don't have enough. So, but it was nice to hear that somebody who was interested in, because I don't have a for sale sign. I'm not trying to sell it. Somebody just approached me because this area is becoming more desirable because of Corpus Christi.
Yeah, well, make sure they're not a
is
straw
expanding.
buyer for your neighbors.
Yeah, really. Well, they
That's
still
what
got
I
their
was thinking,
signs up.
too.
So if you drive down here, you know where you're at. You know.
Mhm.
Well, one of them still has the bad signs up. The other one, thank goodness, has taken down his rebel flag, has not put it back up. I hope, beyond hope that he sees the light. I hope that they turn around. Everybody that hears me around my neighborhood never run around. That all you have to do is go look. Oh, this fake committee going on. Are you shitting me? Every freaking one that has testified has been a Republican. There's no Antifa. There's no Black Lives Matter. And today, and oh, by the way, I'll just give a big thank you to all the trolls that have been visiting my TikTok and my Twitter. Just drop a little nasty turd on me. Thanks for the view, buddy. Anyway, I got a shitload of them yesterday. I was going through them, and it's like, Jesus, these people have their head up their ass. They really do. They are so consumed with Trump that you can't discuss anything with them. It's all about Trump, 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 Trump. That's it. They don't.
Well, one of my friends told me today, John, they were saying they had to have something put in their drinks and take it. I said, no, they were brainwashed. That's what it is. And it was done so subtly over time that now it's like they're sold on it. How do they get out of that? You know what I'm saying?
I believe these are the people who looked down the way and seen fascism coming down the street, waving the flag, carrying the Bible, and they went, I'm in. That's what it is. It's sold to them.
Yeah.
And that's how, I can't remember the author of that quote, really. I wish I need to have it down there where I could just see it every day.
Yeah.
It is. It's they. Oh Lord. How do you explain it?
If I may, I just wanted to say I'm so thankful that I have a Democratic governor here in Pennsylvania, because there was headlines today in tonight's paper says bills limiting LGBTQ instruction trans athletes passed the Pennsylvania Senate. But guess what? Wolf said, how did he say it? Wolf's office said he would veto any legislation that discriminates against LGBTQIA plus Pennsylvanians. Good job. So they're trying their best. The Republicans in the Senate are trying their best to push this shit through. And
Do they have enough in the Senate to override a veto? Because that's what they're looking for in these Republican legislatures. Enough people to override.
Yeah, I don't have the
Vetoes.
figures, and I'm not.
shit,
I don't know if they
Simon.
do or not.
Simon poses a good question. Simon Battle says, how do so-called alpha males follow a rubber duck like Trump? Really? Mr. Bone Spurs? That's their hero?
Uh-huh.
The fat slob who can't, he said it the other day, he'll never get on a bike. Never get on a bike. I'll never get on a bike. We believe you. You'll never get on a bike. He's a disgusting con man. And he saw this. He used to identify as a Democrat. He used to be pro-choice.
Yeah.
You look back at his history, it wasn't until he decided to run that he knew who his mark was. He knew what he could sell and who he could sell it to. Because that's what Donnie does, baby. He markets it. He tells it, buy my steaks, baby. Come to the best steaks in the world, my university. You'll get a graduation here. You'll be a billionaire like me. It's the con in him. So he
Well,
knew.
you know what, John?
He knew who he was going after.
Well, who's that lady that was testifying the other day. I forget her name.
Cassidy Hutchinson.
Cassidy Hutchinson, yeah. Donald Trump, I guess it was today sometime, he made a statement, and they showed it on the news. Oh, she's nothing but a whack job. And she's also being harassed now. The committee people, I believe, have been talking to her and others that are going to be potential witnesses. They are actually starting to harass these witnesses to pressure them into changing their testimony. Can
Thank
you
you,
imagine?
Cleo.
That son of a bitch is still at it. He's still at it, and he won't quit. He needs to go to prison now.
Yeah, I think that prison list is long right now, my friend, in my opinion. And I got into that discussion today. What do we do? What are you going to do? Are you going to arrest him? Let me thank Michael Johnson, who just came in the room with a $2 donation and said the Dunning-Kruger effect. Sell them what they want, baby. That's what Donnie did. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it tremendously. What did I just say before that?
We were talking about what we were.
Weren't paying attention.
Well, what we were talking.
Thanks a
We were
lot.
talking about.
Appreciate that.
You said something that it wouldn't make it, or something about getting him in jail. I said something about getting him in prison. He should go in now, and you said you think that was a long way off. I don't know.
One thing is, we've seen the evidence. We have seen testimony. We have evidence of what he did, what he knew, and when he knew it, and all that kind of good shit we have always heard. So we have all of this evidence of a man who knowingly tried to overturn this government, overturn a free and fair election, by force if necessary. Can you imagine had he gone to the Capitol that day? If he had left the ellipse and driven down to the Capitol and walked in, what do you think would have happened? Their leader was leading them. They would have hell yes, they would have hung Mike Pence. With him watching, he wouldn't have stopped them. He would have let them do anything they want and then just declare himself a victor. That's what would have happened.
He would have enforced martial law.
We came close.
That's what he would have done.
And it ain't over with yet. Do you see him recanting anything? Hell no, he's out there campaigning at rallies about how the vote was stolen. He's still pumping the big lie, baby. It's all he's got. He'll never change.
What's her name? Liz Cheney gave a speech at the Reagan Library. I think it was yesterday. It was the day before.
Yeah.
If you guys have not watched that, I would encourage all Buddhas to go out and actually watch
Google it.
This woman speak.
Yep.
It's on YouTube. It's all over YouTube.
At the Reagan Center.
What she's saying is actually very powerful. And we need to pay more close attention to those Republicans that are talking like her.
Yeah, and Kinzinger was on
and don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing in common with Liz Cheney.
No.
But she is the only one making you fucking sense over there on that side of the aisle right now.
And she doesn't let the...
And she's calling our party out. And she did it in the Reagan Library, okay?
Yeah, she's
you should
standing
go watch
right there in front of diehard Republicans telling them that Trump is bad news, baby. And what he did and what the rest of the Republicans are doing that are allowing this to continue.
It's a good video.
It is.
And we need to pay attention to what she's saying.
She doesn't care about having politics as a career. She's coming out and nailing Trump for what he is, a piece of shit.
Simon's having trouble hearing us on YouTube.
That's what he said. I just saw that.
What the hell? Wait a minute. Let me bang it. Is that any better? No, I'm just checking. I wouldn't know what to do.
I don't.
In my day, that's what you do. Go over, give it a tap with a hammer, see if it works. Yeah, you don't do that no more.
It sounds fine on my end, John.
Well, I hope he gets it better. And Cleo, thank you so much for comparing me to your dad. I take that as a great honor, baby. I really do. Your dad must have been a handsome feller. That's all I can think. Anyway. Oh, Lord, baby, we have so much work to do. And I'm fearful. I'm fearful if we don't get our shit together because almost everybody, the Republicans are positioned well coming into the midterms. Yeah, fuck you. That's
Well,
every time I
John-
hear it, that's my response to the TV. Yeah, fuck you. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, but
get
it's
out,
not
baby.
looking good for it's not looking good for the president. I just read it.
Baby,
Mike
we
Paul,
need
most-
Pennsylvania and we need Wisconsin.
Yes,
Tell
we
me
do.
we
but it
can't
says
beat
here,
Ron Johnson. Mr. Oh, I don't know. I'm on the phone. No, you're not. We can see your phone. Well, I'm going to keep acting like I am because I don't want to talk to you. You know, it's. We
Well,
should.
John, I'm reading in the paper now. It says here, poll most say U.S. on wrong track. Nearly 8 in 10 Democrats share deep pessimism. That does not sound good.
That's not.
He's down to 30%. So something's got to break here because people just don't realize it's not Joe Biden's fault. But you know how people think. Oh,
Johnny
they
Five,
vote.
think about
Yes.
this for a second. Why wouldn't 8 out of 10 Democrats feel pessimistic right now? We just went through the Supreme Court
Yep.
just declassifying everybody in the
Don't
United
get depressed.
States
Get
right
mad.
now.
Get pissed.
Yes.
That's
Get
my response.
motivated.
Get mad at this
Don't
shit.
get depressed. Get motivated and take your ass to somebody else's
Yes.
ass who isn't registered to the fucking polls.
Any
Go get them
conversation
registered
you
and
get
get to
into,
the polls.
if
I agree.
any doors open about political speak, don't be ashamed to speak up and speak your mind. Well, Biden's really got the
I
gas
read an
prices.
article
No,
the
no,
other
no, no,
day
I don't think so, because if that was true, presidents, all presidents. Go tell them something. Back it up, because
I read an article that there were 1 million Democrats that switched the party and now become Republican. You're damn straight, because the Democrats have figured out what the Republicans have been doing all along, going and voting in the Republican Party. Okay? So if we're Democrats and we register as Republicans to get into these primary and pick the candidates that we think we should run against, because that's what they do.
That's what happened a lot.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
why
primary
Democrats
season. I got
change.
approached by a gentleman here in Corpus Christi. Hey, we need to get people involved in the Republican primary so we can get rid of Michael Cloud. If we beat Michael
tell you
Cloud in
what.
the primary, that takes care of his ass. Get rid of him.
If you
Didn't
you
work.
don't take your ass to the poll and take somebody with you this time around, you won't have a poll to go to in
Timothy Silva Jr.
2024.
just said
That's
it right. Get
right.
motivated, because apathy will allow them to destroy this country. If you don't give a shit. Well, I'm going
That's
to the
what
beach
they're
this weekend.
counting
I
on,
can't afford to
John.
vote. I ain't going to take time to vote. I got to go to the beach. I'm going fishing.
Well, John, that's what they're counting on the Democrats to do, apathy, you know. And we can't do that this year. Like I said to everybody, and I'll stress it again, especially if you're one of my Facebook friends, look on my timeline and watch Texas Paul. He lays it out. He said for 30 years he's been warning everybody, and then he plays these clips, and after that he says, "Now do you believe me? Do you believe me? Are you hearing this? It's the truth. We cannot get lackadaisical. We have to get on top of this and fight these bastards, and we can do it. We can win, but we can't sit back and say, what's the use?
No, we can't. And, yeah, 30 years. We've been saying.
Get involved and
That's
get
not-
motivated and take somebody to get them registered, and let's get to the polls in record numbers so we can keep our freaking country. Because if you don't vote this time, you ain't gonna vote next time. They're gonna make
That's
damn
right.
sure you're not capable of voting next time around.
Right,
Media
because
Main
they're
6
learning.
Came in.
Well, see, they're...
Uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Media Main 6 just came in and made a comment of something that I've said for a long time. We all agree that they ought to make voting day a holiday so everybody could go to the polls and vote. My argument is, and Media Main 6 just said it, we need to give everyone a paid holiday if you vote. That's what I think. I think it ought to be a holiday. Everybody gets the day off to go vote. But you don't get paid for that day unless you vote. You bring back your little voting ticket that they give you. Look here, I got vote. Good. You're on payday. You'll get your money. If you didn't vote, well, tough shit. You took the day off for nothing.
That's a
That's the
good
way.
day. That's a
I
good
think
idea.
that's exactly the way it is. If you vote, you
Yeah.
get the day off, paid vacation. Payday. If you don't vote, well, you get the day off, no pay. You didn't participate in it. You didn't do your civic duty. So if we demand a holiday, then you damn well better get your ass out there and vote, and don't go to the fucking beach. Because we
That's
do
right.
have a bad habit of that. You know, I always get pissed off because of the fact that, yes, Republicans have figured it out. They motivate all of their crowd. They herd them up, baby, get them going in the side, ride them, cap, all this shit. Herd them towards one fucking thing. Us, it's like herding cats sometimes. Everybody's off in a different direction. Everybody's thinking something else. Some are for this, some aren't. We can't come together in our own house. And that's the image that the Democrats have. That's the problem they have with their image. Is we can't. Case in point, let's carve out the filibuster for codify Roe v. Wade. Oh, we can't get Krista Sinema and Joe Manchin. Our own.
Okay, we don't have to vote them out. We just need to vote more people
We
in.
need to vote more people
Exactly.
in. And there, I think that our two primary opportunities are Wisconsin. Ron Johnson is an idiot. He's shown himself to be involved in this insurrection shit. We should be able to beat his ass. And in Pennsylvania, with Dr. Oz, are you shitting me? Come on. What's his name? The other guy, the Democrat.
Josh Shapiro is running for governor.
No.
Oh,
for Senate.
Fetterman.
Fetterman. Yeah.
John Fetterman. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Josh Shapiro, we need to get him in as governor because the other guy's a right-wing nut job. He's a
Well,
conspiracy
same way
theorist.
down here in Texas, we got to get Beto O'Rourke in to get rid of nut job Greg Abbott. So
Yep.
yeah, the midterms they're extremely important, not only in the House and the Senate, but in the gubernatorial races across the country. I don't give a shit. I've always said I don't give a shit if it's the dog catcher. It's voting day. Hey, voting day. What are we voting for? Dog catcher. Let me stop down there and give him my 2 cents. I think Bob ought to be dog catcher. Just that action. I have said forever, from the first time I ever turned on my camera, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I just tremendously, I couldn't feel, I am so proud when on election day, when I see people in other states and municipalities around the country that are standing in line, long line to vote. Long line to vote. I go up here to my fire station. I'm in and out in just a few minutes. On a big election, there might be 4 or 5 people in front of me. On a normal
Hey,
election,
John.
I just go in, vote, get out. So it's
John,
yes, sir.
I just wanted to let you know we have a special, wonderful person that has her hand up, Bill, to lead.
Let me get Velda up here.
Wait till she
Where was
gets
I?
the bill.
Oh, the importance of
There
voting
she is.
is reflected in that line. I tell you, I admire those people because it would be so easy to walk out of that line, but they stayed and they voted,
Yep.
and that's a hurdle. Just the mere fact that they have that is designed that way. Anyway, Velda, how are you doing, dear?
I'm doing okay. It's taken me all the time since you started for me to get logged in.
Really?
Wow.
Internet's running that slow.
Oh, darling, you're not on dial-up. You got some kind of broadband or something?
Actually, I have CenturyLink.
Ah, okay. That's a dish outside?
No, CenturyLink is a telephone line
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
running on copper.
Like, there are 2 guys on a treadmill down there running to make it go faster.
Right.
Yeah.
DSL.
Oh, darling, I feel your pain forever when we lived out here before we have broadband that made it out here. Yeah, the only thing I had was either dial-up or I did have satellite internet for a long time. But, man, that just limits you to what you have.
We had used
Yeah, that's
we
what
had
I had.
HughesNet.
HughesNet, that's what I had.
1 month. 1 month. I said, I'm canceling it.
Yeah.
Come get your dish off my roof.
Yeah.
Well, you have to take it down and send it to us. I said, we're senior citizens. We can't get on the roof.
No,
You need to come get it down.
You put it there, you come get it. Yeah, they rape you, and you're very limited on
Yeah.
on what I wasn't a happy
I
customer,
wanna
but
get-
I paid because it was better than
Neither was.
dial-up. Listening to the old
Yeah. Well, we weren't
beep,
either.
beep stuff.
I want to go back to that voting thing.
Right?
And, well, with the voting, what happened on Friday there are about 6 people that I know now that are going to register for the first time in their lives to vote Democrat
Outstanding.
because of what happened last Friday.
With Roe v. Wade?
Yes, sir.
Yep. I think that's going to it has motivated a lot. Look at the people that we saw on the street. And I hope that momentum continues on. And I hope we get the idea of the grand scheme here. Like I said today, you look at what the court has been doing. Everything from, well, yep, we're going to give taxpayer money to religious schools because, Jesus. And, we expanded gun rights. We don't have to require anybody to have a concealed carry weapon license. Hell, just put one on your belt. Nobody knows. We've taken away women's right to choice. And now we're taking away the EPA power over some of the worst polluters we have in our nation. Really? There's a plan here, baby. And I can't help but to think that it is to build an oligarch society where the wealthy will live in beautiful areas with clean air and guards on around the gates and all that, or out on their yacht. Multi-billion-dollar yacht, live out there or something. And,
I imagine the 4 of you will remember this commercial. Back in the 70s, it was a Native American with tears running down his eyes, canoeing in a polluted river.
Yeah. Standing next to a highway with a tear running down his face. I remember those commercials because we were upset.
Yep.
Because that's what our world looked like back in the 60s and 70s. It was terrible. There was trash and shit everywhere. If you went swimming, well, what's that?
We're still cleaning.
Don't worry, give you help, give a tan.
We're still cleaning. We're still cleaning up those hazard areas.
Well, guess
from
what? Hold on
the
to your britches.
In the 70s.
Because this is what I explained to that young man today. We ain't seen nothing yet. You think we're talking about climate change and we're worried about weather and all that, and when Donnie Boy came in, when Donnie Boy put Scott Pruitt in charge of the EPA, if you go back and look at all my videos, you'll find when that happened. Are you shitting me? He was sent there to rape the EPA, to destroy every bit of rules and regulations that he possibly could, that held back the restraints of business to keep in the way of making more money. The EPA says you got to follow these regulations, this, you can't do that or this or that and the other. He gets in the way of money. He gets in the way of, get in there and just destroy. And that's what Scott Pruitt did. And today, the Supreme Court continued with that same, let's go and burn it all down to the ground, let's make some money deal. And that's the way I looked at this one today when I heard it. I was outraged.
They're going to burn it all. They're going to burn it down all the way back to 1856.
What do they got to worry about? They're wealthy. That's what I mean. They don't have to live in the world out here. They don't have to worry about people walking around with guns all over the place. They don't go out there. That's for the peasants. That's where the little people live. The ones that are poor, hungry, and needing a job have to do everything they got to do just to keep their house and their groceries.
If you're Brett Kavanaugh, you get other people to pay your bill.
No shit.
There you go.
That's the way it works. And that's what I see in this court, in the Republican Party, is fascism, baby. It's corporations. It's what's good for business, not what's good for your ass. And business is in the business of making money. And we've seen time and time again reports about inflation. And who was it? Was it Tyson? One of the chicken got hit for price gouging because there was no freaking reason that they had to increase their price the way they did. I think it was Tyson. Look it up. There's someone.
I think it was Tyson.
I think so.
I think it was Tyson.
Because they price gouged. There was no reason for their increase, but they increased their price anyway. Why? Because it's on the news. It's inflation. Look, inflation's going. Prices are going up, huh? Prices going up. Bob, raise the prices. They said it on the news. No reason for it, just to make more money in the moment. And it spirals.
I cannot get back over to YouTube. But there was a guy on YouTube that was in the chat on YouTube before I came over, because I was listening to you while I was trying to download. Anyways, he typed out that a piece of 5/8 sheet of plywood, 4x8. They were trying to charge $110 for it,
Jesus.
where it was like 20
Oh, you
bucks.
want to build a doghouse? Have you been
No, they got away with that shit. And in my neighborhood, they're still getting away with that shit. And I'm up here where they grow the fucking trees.
Hey, they're trying to take
uh,
advantage. They're trying to take advantage of as much as they can.
Capitalism
make as much
at
money as
its
they can.
finest, baby. That's what. That's the society
They're not
we live in.
trying. This is capitalism at work, sweetheart. This is what's wrong with part of our, it being such an integral part of our.
It's the perversion of capitalism.
Monetary system and the financial. But John, it's not perverted. This is how our system is set up.
It's what it is taking capitalism to the extreme. I mean, to its fruition, to what it's designed to do. If you don't put rules and regulations, they'll just price your ass out of the market. That's what That's what the whole thing is.
Okay, but when you
and you saw Trump come into the White House and tried to eliminate every rule and every regulation that he possibly could for corporate America.
To grease the wheels of business. You bet. And he got rewarded quite nicely for it. Yeah.
But see, the thing is, with them pricing it like that, okay, there's a lot of middle-class folks that could still probably buy this, buy a lot of this consumer stuff. But if they keep pricing it and keep pricing it, so that even the middle class or upper middle class cannot afford it, they're cutting their own throats.
Yep.
Yes. And Nita Parker, next time somebody says that to you, don't get in a big discussion about it. You don't have to explain anything. Just tell them, if that was the case, then we'd have cheap gas all the time. Think about it, wink, and walk away. Think about it, please.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget, that's not all that you're paying at the pump is what you're paying for gas. You got to remember, road taxes.
Oh, there's taxes galore in there. State taxes,
federal taxes,
state taxes.
I know that. I know
it's
that.
important because we got to repair those roads and bridges and stuff that they report they're not repairing. That you hit a pothole.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s, there was a news report on gasoline at that time that said, and that was when gasoline had gone up to $1.20. Okay.
Yeah.
During where we had an embargo or whatever. But anyways, the true gas price after the pump and everything else was like something around $10 to $12 a gallon in the United States because it was hidden. Nobody ever thought, they don't think about that.
Right.
The hidden taxes are hidden.
Yeah.
So,
I thought we were supposed to
they can't get past that 0.9 cents.
Oh, John, I thought we were supposed to get tax relief from the federal government. Biden's trying to push it too, but
Biden's
he's finding
trying to push through a tax holiday on gas.
3 months.
The problem is that he wants to do it for 3 months, and really, the amount of money that the average person is going to save, and I read a report on this, over the 3 months would be somewhere between the amount of $20 to $30 over 3 months that you would save by having that tax holiday. And it's going to lower the price of gas at the pump for 3 months until we get close to the midterms, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's going to go back up. And what are people going to say then? Oh, look at this, gas prices went up. Fucking Biden. You got to watch this shit because, like I say, you want the price of gas, put the pressure on the fucking oil companies. The one idea that I think Biden had, I thought was great, was putting a windfall tax, a tax on the windfall profits that the oil companies have had, and then directly turn around and send that out to the American people in the form of a debit card that you can go out and use to buy gas or groceries or whatever. That was a great idea.
That's a good idea.
Socialism, listen to him over there. They want socialism. It kills me because we do have socialism, but it's corporate socialism, baby. We do everything we can to grease the wheels of business, to provide an easy platform for companies, take away rules, regulations, get out of the way, so they can make more money.
Yeah. And they can screw the average American.
At the cost of your family.
Right. They
Here.
screw us over.
Yeah.
That tax break isn't going to do me that tax break for gas for 3 months isn't going to be any good because I'm not driving anywhere. I haven't driven my pickup in over a year.
Yeah, so don't get, it's a nice gesture. Will it, should he do it? I really question the wisdom of that. Just because you're going to wait 3 months, we're going to get closer to the midterms. All of a sudden, that's going to go away, and the price of gas is going to go up. And right now, you already have people out there talking about Joe Biden's controlling the gas prices. So that would just reinforce that thought, and it would be harder for us. We need to put pressure on the oil and gas companies. Are you shitting me? The people up in Alaska, if you were born in Alaska, you get a check every year for some of the dividends from the oil and gas that Alaska produces because it's state land and it's state oil, and they want it cut, so you get a cut. And yet down here in the lower 48, no, you don't get that. You don't get shit. We'll send you a tax bill, as a matter of fact.
What are the ways, John, that they can put pressure on the gas companies? Let us know. What are some of the ways,
To lower the price of gas?
Right.
To take away their tax incentives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not paying taxes anyway, and they're making a boatload of money. But then that steps into the world.
Take away their free. Take away their free money.
That's how come presidents can't lower the price of gas. For the same discussion that we're having here, how do you do that?
In other words, they can't write off their.
Yeah. If we can't get them to lower the price of gas voluntarily, like I said, have Congress pass a windfall tax and tax the fuck out of their hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that they're getting in windfall profits, and just turn around and send everybody a chunk of it, because that's who's paying it.
But then watch what. I'm sorry, Bill. I just wanted to say, but watch what would happen. Election time comes. Well, you know who the oil companies are going to side with.
Oh, I know who the oil companies are going to side with. Don't have to ask me that. The oil companies are always going to side with the Republicans, because the Republicans will do exactly what they're doing now, cutting regulations. They have a Republican Supreme Court. You know, and that's what they got. They're pro-business, on the road to fascism. God and country. They sell it. So.
I'm sorry I cut Bill off. I think you wanted to say something, Bill, didn't you?
Yeah. I still think the best thing to do is just go through the. If we can pick up keep the House and pull more into the Senate, where we can outrun the filibuster. What we need to do is put a thing in like they've got it in Alaska, and so that we get that money in where we can get it like they get it in Alaska.
Yes, we
make it nationwide.
We sell leases to private companies to suck the oil out of the earth and sell it on the open market, and they make a lot of money. Back up the bus. That's public land. That's our oil down there. That's the public. That's the American people's oil that you're just saying, oh well, they got it out of the ground, so I guess it's theirs.
I want my dividends. I want my dividend check.
Yeah. Think about that though. If we lived in a world, and look at some of the happiest people in the world are socialist countries, or what the Republicans would classify as socialist companies. They're not socialist. They're not authoritarian socialists. They have more social benefits. They take care of their people and more concerned with their health and happiness than they are the corporations of the world. In the United States, it's just the opposite, baby. We are more concerned with corporate welfare here. We make sure they get the tax breaks they need, remove the regulations that get in their way, whatever it takes to make business, make money. And by way of making money, they return the favor to the guy who's helping them do that, in this case, Republicans. It's a disgusting little game, baby. That's how come I'm on this kick. I just can't get over this thought of what I'm seeing. Fascism, baby. It's being sold, man. Just eagle flies by. It jets come by with red, white, and blue smoke, and a flag comes. A guy jumps out of the airplane carrying the flag. It's bands. It's America, baby. And they just sell that shit. Not that they mean what those images, suggest. They're just selling a product, baby. And that's what they're doing, and they're good at it. We try to sell the truth, and have a hard time doing it. Because there's a lot of people don't give a shit. That's where all them little trolls came from last night. Ain't one of them watching the damn hearings. Ain't one of them knew what the hell was going on. It was all about Joe Biden wants to take our Second Amendment. Fuck you. Go piss up a rope somewhere. That's what you got. It's a stupid argument.
Old.
And
okay,
Joe Long, have a good night, brother. I'm glad you was here. Peace and love, my friend. I just seen Joe.
Yeah,
Say goodbye.
John, that Second Amendment, that's getting old now. They have to come up with something else.
Yep. This is getting, well, what can we do?
Gee, the Republicans running around hollering about they're going to take our guns. And they got the Supreme Court. They've been jacking off for the last 40 fucking years. Ain't no way in hell this Supreme Court's going to let anything happen.
No, they have an agenda, baby. Johnny Fly, you're on the list, buddy. You're on the list. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Your rights, just like Bernadette's or
well,
any
Johnny,
other rights.
Get behind me because I've been on the list for all my goddamn life.
Yeah,
how's it
she's
feel?
been there longer than you. So.
I'll drive down to Washington if I have to.
But if it takes 100 years.
Here's the thing about Democrats, and we really, really, really need to stop separating everybody out. Oh, the LGBTQ rights over here, or Black Lives Matter over there, or Native Americans over here, or Jews over here. We have got to stop doing this shit.
Human rights.
If we don't get cohesive about a serious fucking message to put out against these Republicans, because they're all corrupt from top down, then we're going to lose this shit. Their goal is to break this nation apart. Yeah. And it's working. Hey. We got to stop acting like your rights are my rights are greater than your rights and all the rest of that. They're coming for us all. Rights. If you are not a white man that has land and money in this country, you're an other. And let me say that again. If you're not a white man with land and money in this country, you're an other.
Lots of money.
An other.
If you are not willing to stand in a gay pride parade, or if you're not willing to stand with a Black Lives Matter parade or a women's rights parade, then you got to really question yourself, baby. Because all of these rights are wrapped in this together. It's all of us, or somebody's getting screwed, and nobody wants to get screwed. And you're right, Johnny. They're going after sodomy law. They're going to go after. They're going to go after contraception. Really? You're going to make everybody making a pokey, and you better have a baby.
Hey, John, I'd like to know how they're going to be able to enforce these laws of what you can do in the private.
Good question, because your privacy rights are going out the window, so,
Well, do we have to have cameras installed? They'll come up with an app
for that, and they'll be tracking your ass. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I wonder how you're going to do that, though.
There's already cameras everywhere.
If Pecker gets a hard on, the little camera knows it, and they report your ass.
Yeah, but in my bedroom, how the hell are you going to get a camera in my bedroom?
Don't leave your bedroom. Don't leave your curtains open.
Yeah.
Okay, because if your curtains open, you have no right to privacy.
Nope. That's true. That is true.
What you have to do,
you give up your right to privacy. Close your windows.
Gonna have to buy blackout windows, curtains, blackout curtains for your whole entire house.
Well, I have my curtains closed, and so it's going to be hard for them to bore through the walls of my apartment building to see what I'm doing.
You know what I like about my house is if you drive down my street and you get to the end of the road and you're looking right at my house, you can't see my house. You can't see my house. It's behind them great big freaking oak trees up front.
I was going to say you have trees
and you can't see it. I don't have to put up with shit unless, I have cameras outside, so if I'm inside, I can look at everything.
Hey, John, they'll have drones fly over your house.
Everybody's got a drone already right now.
Look up my address,
Everybody's already got a drone.
You can't see my house from there either. You cannot see my house because it's covered by
Good
canopy.
for you.
It's beautiful until a
Yep.
hurricane comes and you start looking around and you go, oh, look at that great big old tree that used to be in the backyard but fell over 20 years ago, and that thing's massive. If one of these trees
John,
falls over in a storm, boy, it'll crack this house wide open.
John, just paint your roof camouflage color. They'll never see it.
Oh, I don't have to. They can't see it. I'm serious, Johnny Fly. I am surrounded by 3 very large and another one off to the side, large live oaks, huge live oaks, and the canopy covers the house. So,
yeah. I've got a lot of trees that are up around my house. Summertime, people don't even know I have a house here. But as soon as winter comes, I'm wide open.
Why do you have flashing lights on there
Media
for
Main
Christmas?
6 asking about dating John. Well, what if you're dating John? Think if you're gay. Well, I appreciate it, but I've been married for 45 years. But
Yeah.
I appreciate the
Yeah, I don't want to be accused of breaking up a
man.
marriage.
I told that story one time. The night that, well, several times, but one night the night that we went to we were invited to a gay bar, and me and my wife went, and are you shitting me? I walked out of there with a huge smile. I was much younger, much better looking. I got hit on all night, baby. I kept telling my
look at
there.
John, you got your ego
I'm getting hits all over the place, baby. She was too, though,
you got your ego stroked, John.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. I danced a few dances, buddy. I got out on the floor. I've never been that way. No. I don't care if you're gay. Good for you. Good. Got a boyfriend? Wonderful. Marry his ass? Good. Suffer like me. I suffer like the rest of those married people. It's like,
Hey, if that person said, John, that something about setting me up for a date,
it can
tell
all
him to look for me.
It can all be summed up in the simple words that we use. Love is love. And you can't get in the way of that. I don't give a shit what you do.
Well, except the Republicans. The Republicans don't believe in that.
The Republicans can go pack it up their butt.
That's exactly
their morality should not, that's the whole thing about this whole, the court. And because I said the other day to somebody that we don't have 9 on the court, we have 10. Don't we have 10? The guy looked at me and said, John,
no,
we got 9, like I'm an idiot. I said, no. We got 6 conservative justices. We have 3 liberal justices, and God. Yeah, that makes 10. Because that's who's on the court. God's got a seat at the table, baby.
Yeah, can't forget him.
Now. Ain't gonna work with God here. You know that. That's right there in the book. Look it up in some made-up thing because it's not really there, but
Well, the God they have isn't Christian God. It's their own version of Christian nationalism God.
I mentioned something. I can't remember. This guy took offense to what I said. I said something about, I can't remember what we was talking about, and I said, well, I guess we'll just leave it up to the gods. And I used gods as in plural. And he said, well, there's only one God. I said, oh, I'm sorry. There's 4,200 religions in this world. That, to me, tells me there's probably 4,200 different gods up there. I can't get them all together on the same piece of paper, but, what else? Well, that's not true.
Hey,
there's only one God. We all pray to the same God. I said, no, we don't. As a matter of fact, I go as far as to say as the Catholic God ain't the same as the Baptist God. And the Baptist God ain't near as good as the evangelical God. And, it goes on down the list. I find it comical, the discussion.
Well, just check at the Hindu religion. They have many
gods. Lots of gods.
The thing I had one time was I met the most racist person. I met the most racist person you ever want to meet in your lifetime. He was the owner of the ranch there in Idaho. The skinheads, Buckley or Buck or something like that. Anyways, we're sitting there, we're having coffee in town, and he's saying something about Jews or something, and I just looked up at him and I says, do you believe in God? He says, yes, ma'am, I sure do. I says, do you believe in the Son of God? I sure do. And he was born of a man and woman, and he was born in the Spirit of God, right? Right? I says, you know he's a Jew, don't you?
Minor detail. Just look over that part. Just skip over it.
His face just turned absolutely red with anger. Got up and paid for his coffee and left. That's when I found out, when he left the room with his buddies off the table,
Yeah.
I found out exactly who I gave a dressing down to. And I says, I don't give a shit.
Good for you.
He puts his pants on the same way I do.
I get into discussion every once. I usually end it with, well, if you're going to believe any part of the Bible at all, you're going to just believe in the first 5 fucking books. The Torah. That's the Jewish Bible. The first 5 books of the Bible, and there ain't no more. It ends right there. No more nail on the cross. Nothing. Just ends in those books. And because that's the only one that is that are dated back that far. You have to remember the Bible and most of its writing were written good 300 years after the death. Like, oh, I remember what happened like yesterday. And I don't know. I am not ashamed to tell anybody I am an atheist. I'm not ashamed of that. I will tell everybody, though, that I will stand up right next to you and defend your right to believe whatever religion you want, because that's your right. You have a right to your religion, to believe in what you want, to pray to the God that you believe in. And I really do deep hope inside. Hope that gives you comfort in that your God comforts you. I don't have that. And I just said it just the other day and typed it out in type because the question was posed, well, what are you atheists going to do if you die and you get to heaven and there you are, there's God at the gates, and the whole thing about the cross and all that is true. What are you going to do? And I typed back to him. Since 1969, my standard answer has been, I will give him one fucking chance to get on his knees and apologize to me, and I'm not ashamed to say that. That is my belief. If he is there, I've got some serious fucking questions for his ass.
Yep.
Because life ain't fucking perfect, baby. And if there is a God, then I want to know what the fuck happened. And where the fuck were you?
Sometimes, John.
It's hard for a lot of people, and I take a lot of flack for that shit. I don't really give a shit. I will defend your right to your religion. You should defend my right not to believe in fairy tales. Because that's my right. And I get attacked a lot for that. Oh, you're an atheist, huh? Yeah, I am. I believe in science. I look at the stars and I don't dream of God. I wonder what the stars are and who lives there. Oh, it's God.
Can we have somebody from one of those stars that comes back with the same feelings that we have right now and take us away with them?
Get your ass
come and rescue us?
But that's the way our society works. That's the way our Constitution reads. That you have that First Amendment right to your religion, your freedom of speech, well, all that stuff. So you should be as passionate to allow me not to believe in your God.
Absolutely.
As much as I should be passionate about your right to believe in your God. That's the way democracy works. I've seen them,
And John,
what? Huh?
There are many laws still on the books in the South that says that if you are an atheist, you cannot hold public office.
There were laws against people who don't believe in God. And society still puts that pressure there. We just saw it in the Supreme Court when he said that the coach could make his prayers on the 50-yard line because that's his personal right to do that. He is in a position of authority. You think his ball players over there are looking on the side, but hey, the coach is out in the middle of the field praying. What are you going to do? I ain't going out there. I don't believe in that shit. Really? Really? No, there's a lot of pressure for all them kids to run over there and get around that coach because it's been drilled in their fucking head. And it's a pressure on them to believe this certain way. You could show sign of camaraderie like that in support without bringing up your God. Your God should be a personal thing with you. You don't have to trot your ass out to the 50-yard line. You could have just closed your eyes and said the words in your mind, and God would have heard you.
Well, John,
so you weren't doing it for the prayer.
I'd love to know what they would do, John, if you had a Hindu in there. Like I read
they'd scream. If you had a Muslim out there who threw a blanket out there and come out there to pray to Allah, they'd scream, Muslim, terrorist, all this shit. They'd
Well,
go
the
batshit
thing
nuts.
is,
Because
like if it was a Hindu, they pointed to one god. They says, "Well, I hope they know the prayer to that god. There's a certain wording you have to use." Like where do you draw the line? You know what it's going to be, don't you? It's always going to be the evangelical Christian prayer. That's the only
that's the
thing that's
prayer
going to
they're
be
talking
allowed.
about. Their prayer.
Right.
Their God. I seen a meme on, Marcia showed it to me actually on Facebook. I read it and I went, yeah, makes sense to me. It said, if I can paraphrase, this is not a Christian nation. This is a nation with a lot of Christians. It's also a nation full of assholes, but we don't call it the asshole nation. It makes sense. It's not a Christian nation. It was founded on Christian beliefs, but added that what we came along with the idea was self-governance, that each man was created, had life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It didn't matter if you believed in God. God wasn't in there. God's not there. It pisses me off to this day, and it still bugs me, sort of, not too much. I mean, it's like nothing I can do about it. It just is what it is. When I look down at the money and I see "In God We Trust," used to not be there. It wasn't until
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't until the communist scare of the 1950s, and when everybody was everybody's a communist, and you had to swear your allegiance to God, or we're going to get you, and it went ape shit.
And then it was the Pledge of Allegiance of America.
Yep, it was added to that. It was a desperate plea or a desperate attempt to proclaim our godliness of the world. It used to be "E pluribus unum." That's our motto. Out of many, one. That's a hell of a good idea.
Well,
yeah, what's this "In God We Trust"?
Me,
well, I don't believe in God. Well, give us back the money. You can't have none. What the fuck?
John, it sounds to me like we're headed backwards to that era again. If these people
if
have
this
their
Supreme
way,
Court has its way, we are backing up, baby. We are backing up because they played a long game. They knew what they wanted to do. That's what this was all about. The 3 judges that got on the court during Trump were put on there because Mitch McConnell carved out the filibuster, so it only took 51 votes to seat a Supreme Court justice instead of the 60 that it required. And then when we come along and want to carve out the, look, they want to do away with the filibuster, the bipartisanship, and all this fucking game that they play with this fucking talk. Bullshit. You want to play the filibuster game? I say, okay, make it what it was meant to be, a standing filibuster. You get your ass up and you keep talking about the issue at hand. I don't want you reading a book about, green eggs and ham or something. I want you up there discussing the issue. You're supposed to be a serious fucking lawmaker. So get your ass up there and discuss the issues, and when you're done talking, take a vote. There you go. That's the way it was supposed to be. Until they passed, they morphed into this. Well, I vote no, so we're filibustering. So, there's no sense in us going out there on the floor for anything. I'm gonna sit back here and have my Kool-Aid. What the fuck? I wish I had a cushy ass job like that, don't you? To where if you went to work and you were required to do something, you just gotta know. Just tell them I did it, and that's it. I'll be in here having my Kool-Aid. No, you can't get away with that shit. You got to do your fucking job. But we've allowed our Congress to become something that they're not. They're not supposed to be. They're supposed to do their job. Most of their day, each one of them is spent fundraising for their next election. That's where the majority of each congressman's day goes. Ain't that some shit? Citizens United, baby. That's what that was. Anyway. Hey, Catman.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Keith?
I was just thinking.
What?
Remember when Colin Kaepernick knelt on the sidelines before a football game?
Yes.
And how everybody, a lot of people went absolutely nuts. He's un-American. He should be shot. Send him back to his country, all that screaming.
Yep.
But then this coach goes to the 50-yard line kneels down and starts burbling his prayers, but he's called a great American. Where is the freaking hypocrisy here?
Oh, buddy. But, really? Yeah, it's all around. It is. It's killing us, as a matter of fact, Keith. Hypocrisy. The right has no give a shit about anything. They're going to do what they want. That's what I keep saying. They get so much done because they don't give a shit. They don't care if we call them hypocrites all day long. Same way in religion. Call them a hypocrite, they don't care. You can't, I don't care what you call me. I know I'm going to heaven. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Nobody knows the day or the hour, and you don't know which way you're going. You don't know if Jesus really took your apology there. Maybe you weren't.
John, they view us as pagans of the devil. That's right. So what we have to say doesn't matter anymore, as long as their view is.
I burned a lot of, they all kind of knew it, but I just played the game every time I got invited to church. I went. That's what you do when you're being cordial. I'm not, screaming atheist shit all over the place. I'm a member of a family, and when I get invited to church, I'll go. I'd go tomorrow if I was invited to your church for some reason. It doesn't, I'm just respect to you more than I don't have to believe in your. You want to go to a ceremony? Okay, well, okay. If you want me to go watch your ceremony. Let's go. I'm not afraid of that. Just like I'm not afraid to stand next to a gay person or have that person in my realm. Doesn't make me gay. Just like going to church does not make you a Christian. I've been lots of times. Believe me, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, I ain't a Christian. But in my heart, baby, if there is a God, okay, the blasphemy shit, he might get me on. And he might not like the apology thing. But if he looks at my life, baby, if he looks at my whole life, there was a change in 1969, baby. And since that fucking change, there has never been a time when I haven't tried to do the right thing, and it has cost me plenty along my life's fucking trail. Not that I'm some fucking hero. It's just that if you're going to convince yourself to do the right thing, you have to do the right thing every fucking time, no matter who the fuck is watching. And you're going to stand up for what you believe every fucking time. Because if you don't, you're only cheating yourself.
That's it.
So I've taken a fucking lot of hits along the line. But if he looked at my life, did I do the right thing? Yes, I did. Did I help my fellow man when I could? Yes, I did. If you look at my life as a whole, then I'm going in, baby. And we'll get over the past.
And John, if you can
give me that apology, I'll go in.
John, if you say you can have a clear conscience, that's all that matters. That's it.
If there is a God and that quality is not required to get into heaven, I don't want to follow that God anyway. What the fuck? If anybody can get in, what the fuck? Doesn't matter, so I don't want to go in.
As humans, we all make mistakes. What we need to refresh on is that I did wrong, I need to do better.
There you go, brother.
People don't recognize that,
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I got a lot of trouble when I was young. Reform school changed me. Reform school, when I was a kid, was not a fucking pretty place. There was no reform in there. You were in there to work your ass off, work the fucking fields, and if you get in a fight out in fields, all the guards would just say, well, let's see who wins. I saw some fucking evil shit. And when I came out of there, I swore I would never go down that fucking path again. That I would do the right fucking thing when it was required. Because there were so many fucking times in there I was scared to do exactly that. To stand up and say fucking stop. Don't do that. You can't do that. Fear will fucking change your ass. So if he looks at my fucking life, yeah. I stand on what my life means.
John, there wouldn't have been anything you could have done even if you did stand up.
No.
You were just a kid.
If I was, it would have got the same thing anybody ever got. You got your ass beat down. And when I say beat, I'm talking fucking beat. That's the way it was in reform school. You weren't there to get reformed. Are you shitting me? I've seen kids in there coming in there that were 7, 8 years old because they were wards of the state. And they put them in this institution and left them there for fucking years. Orphans. In the same environment I was in. Not a good fucking life, man.
John?
Yes, sir.
Considering you went through that hell, you turned out to be one incredible person.
I'd try, baby.
Yes,
I don't agree with that thought either. I'm not. I'm not any different than any one of y'all.
Yes, you did.
The reason every one of us is here right now is because we're concerned about our country, our society, the way our direction is going. Because we know better. We know better. So we're standing up.
I agree, Catman.
So every one of us can be proud of that. That we're standing up and we're going to say something. We're going to make sure
we're all
vote.
We're standing together, John, but as a result, we become a good family. That's what's important.
We have. And look at me. I've gone overtime. Running my mouth.
Hey, John. Remember I told you that there's people that I know that are going to be registering to vote?
Yes, sir.
It's upcoming. But the thing is, none of them knew where to go to get registered. I had to tell her so she could tell this one person so she could tell everybody else where to go to get registered.
I'm telling you, make a phone call to your local Democratic headquarters. Just say, hey, you know, I'm not that big into politics, but I heard y'all might need a hand down there, and I'm on y'all's team, or whatever it is that you want to start out with. They will accommodate you. They will invite you in. You will meet other people, like-minded people, and you'll make new friends, and then they'll say, hey, we're going to go knock on doors, and you go, oh, I don't want to knock on doors. Okay, that's all right, Mary or Bob, go over here. We need to really fill these envelopes and try to get them all sealed up so we can get them mailed. You know, there are a lot of things in a campaign. Research into information that they need people on the computer that might be able to look stuff up. There's a lot of shit you can do. And ask Johnny Fly. He did exactly that, and you get into that position to where you've met new people, and now you have another cause in life. You got something that
they pull you to work, John. They pull you to work.
Pull you in, baby. They pull you in. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight. It was a whirlwind. I can't believe we went so late. I need a shower. I really need a shower. So I need to get my ass out of here. I want to thank everybody for being involved in this. Just like I said, the mere fact that you come in on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever it is, on TikTok. I'm on TikTok now. It shows that you're concerned about that. You're showing an interest. Well, what this guy's talking about politics. Let me hear what he says. That's how we spread the message. That's how we keep getting going. Encourage each other. Be proud of what we're doing because we're fighting for the true democracy of this country. Not the fascist idea that the right has over there. We need to fight for our society or they're just going to use us as a labor pool, baby. That's it. Poor, hungry, and needing a job. We're better than that. We deserve better. So,
hey guys,
be involved.
We are the blue dots. We are a blue wave that's coming. But I think it's important for us to bring on more people like the Youngs, the Independents, even some Republicans. We got to get them on board to the blue wave.
You don't have to force it.
That's the new battle.
Be
That's
casual
the battle
about it and triple. You know.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Keith. I'm still trying to get over the minute ago what you was talking about, and you started your sentence, and you said, you know what I was thinking, John? And my mind went immediately to, wait a minute, he's a Marine. How can he be thinking? Hello. Hoorah, my friend. Just a dig. Marines and sailors, we have a thing about poking each other every once in a while.
Yeah.
But we love you, brother. We love you. And thank you for being here, as a matter of fact, Keith. I appreciate it tremendously. And indeed, Semper Fi, my friend.
Got your back, man.
All right, brother. That's what it's about. And Velda Lee, thank you so much for coming in, baby. We appreciate it. I'm glad you got one of the internets working. Velda, just then when I say she's got her internet's working, it ain't working.
She probably dropped it.
She probably dropped it and she's gone. Anyway, Johnny Fly, thank you, brother. We appreciate any time you come in and use your voice. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you having me,
just
sir.
make sure we take Pennsylvania. All right, we need
yeah,
Pennsylvania. So get your ass back out there.
Yeah, we need
Gotta say
We
it
need
right.
Josh Shapiro win as governor.
That's it. That's it. Anyway, and
Yay.
Bernadette, Lee, are you there? Nope, still not there. Bernadette, thank you
Nope,
again
still not there. No, you're welcome, John.
for coming in and joining this conversation. I really appreciate you, and you know that. And to everybody
I
else.
know. And I love you back.
Thank you, baby. I love you too. Anyway, let everybody know. And indeed. Anyway, thank you all for being involved in this, and stay motivated. Don't let the news tell you about, well, the Republicans are going to tell them, poke it up your ass, baby. We're coming. Shove it up your butt. This tsunami's got to raise again one more time, baby. Anyway, I love you. Remember, try to put a smile on somebody's face tomorrow. It'll make you feel better and all that shit. They'll wonder what the fuck you're up to and all that stuff. So don't let it get you down too much, and take time to breathe. And I'm giving you all the advice everybody's given me lately. So keep that shit going. Anyway, I love you. Thanks for being a part of this. Y'all say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We'll be
Good night,
back here. Oh, wait. Mañana. Beer and Bud Friday, so put the beer on the ice, put the bud in the bowl. We'll be around to talk about it later. But get ready for the weekend, baby.